All right, so that time. Elimination Chamber. Who's going to win? What do I think? And what's going on here? So, number one, just right off the back, this has been just a shit bill. So freaking stupid. And part of me don't even want to talk about this point. So, I'm just going to talk about the men's chamber. I don't really care much about the women's. The women's chamber, bunch of fodder. Like, you have freaking Roxanne Perez and Bailey. Obviously, this whole thing is set up for them to further some stupid feud that doesn't matter. Most likely, Bianca's going to go over, or Jade's going to interrupt the match between Bianca and Naomi. And either it's going to be discovered that Naomi is the one who hit Jade and took her out for the last couple months for Bianca, and then Jade's going to go after that person. And don't care. I don't care. Zero people care. Nobody cares. In terms of the men's chamber, the bill has been annoying, frustrating, just non-existent, to be honest. Having Logan Paul and Punk go out there on Raw and cut a very basic and whatever promo about I'm going to beat you and you're going to beat me, is like, we've heard this same type of promo for every single type of Money in the Bank or any type of Andre Memorial. I'm the one that's going to win. I'm going to beat all you guys. Like, something else, something different, something new, something fresh, please. But that's fine. We get nothing new, fresh, or anything interesting. That's okay. So what do we have to work with? We have John Cena, we have Drew McIntyre, we have CM Punk, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest. So, number one, why is Damian Priest even here? Like, honestly, why is he here? I know he's a former world heavyweight champion and stuff. I get it. The guy is a jobber. This phase that he's in, like, he's a baby face now, but he's like this weird, almost heelish looking dude. Doesn't really cut like great convincing promos. In ring, I just don't care to see anything that he does in ring. It just doesn't feel like a big deal. Nothing he does feels like a big deal. In fact, he feels like Roman a couple years ago before he actually took off to become the tribal chief, just kind of lingering around, like, he's different, like, he has something special, but you just haven't found it yet. So you'd rather just not see him on TV, rather just him be off and work on his character, fix whatever the issues are, come back and prove so that I can enjoy that as a viewer, as a fan. But no, we got to get Damian Priest being mid, being Jobber Central, Jobber University, the friggin' professor of all the jobbers, jobbing to the stars. Is like, I don't care to see him. I don't care to see him have some kind of last standing match between John Cena being the last two in the Elimination Chamber. I don't care to see him going over. I just don't care about it. Don't care to see him. Take him off my television. Logan Paul is actually super interesting because the guy, he can wrestle. He can cut a good promo. He's way more popular than Damian Priest, but he's not a main eventer. I don't care how much spots they put him in the main event. They're not going to have freaking Logan Paul win the Elimination Chamber to face Cody Rhodes at the main event night 2 of WrestleMania, to win the WWE Championship, to then do what with it? To be another part-time champion? This guy was United States champion for over a year and had literally two title defenses in a year. Some people have 2 a month. This guy had 2 a year. He'll be the worst WWE champion of all time. Like, hands down. So he's there because he's a name, because he's flashy, because he does a little flippy stuff, but that's it. Seth Rollins should be in a way bigger spot than he is, but unfortunately, he's just relegated to just being second best in the company. Roman will always be number 1. Seth will forever be in Roman's shadow. He's not winning nothing, and I don't see him winning. Drew McIntyre had literally one of the best feuds of all time last year. Him and CM Punk cooked harder than I think anyone has ever cooked before, or at least in the last 10 years. Like, that feud was legendary. The conclusion of it, Punk going over, winning the Hell in a Cell, great. Like, Drew should be in a way bigger spot than he's right now. Drew should have won the Royal Rumble over freaking Yeet Man Jey Uso. Drew should be in a spot to where he's feuding directly with Roman or having something involved with the Bloodline or The Rock or something. Because if you're not involved with The Rock, with Roman, with the Bloodline, with the WWE Championship scene or the World Heavyweight Championship scene, like, you're just not interesting. You're not in the conversation of being a main eventer. You're not someone that anyone cares to see or is going to probably be elevated. You're just going to be relegated to just being a mid-carder, chasing IC titles and US titles, or having the occasional world title match randomly on a freaking Crown Jewel pay-per-view that zero people care about. That's Drew McIntyre right now. He's way better, kind of upper mid-tier, but they're just not treating him like, for example, how he looks. Like, he looks a main eventer. He talks like a main eventer. His presentation could improve, but they just haven't really strapped the rocket to him. He's not going to go over. Like, not in a chamber where you have freaking Cena and Punk. Like, come on. Now we have Cena and Punk. I think Cena and Punk most likely will be the last 2. In fact, they should be the last 2. Like, I don't know why you would have Cena or Logan or freaking Punk and Priest. Like, the last two people in this Elimination Chamber should be Cena and Punk because they've had rivalries in the past. They've had very, very good rivalries. In fact, some of the most heated promos of all time, some of the most heated in-ring promo segments ever has been between Cena and freaking Punk. Punk and The Rock. Punk and Triple H. Cena and The Rock. Like, all of these guys with their segments, some of the best of all time. So why would you not have those two be the last two in the Elimination Chamber to face each other? And at the end of it, make Punk go over because Cena should be nowhere near the main event title picture. Only being back for, like, honestly, 2 episodes? Not even that. He was on the first episode of Raw on Netflix, and then he was on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. That's it. That's all this guy's done. He's had literally 2 appearances in the last 2 months. So this guy's showing up to work once a month versus CM Punk is here week after week after week, sometimes showing up on both Raw and SmackDown, sometimes showing up on both Raw and NXT. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him go over the TNA just for a random backstage segment because of crossover. Like, that's the kind of guy Punk is. I think Punk, in terms of the work, in terms of just the representation he is for the business, because that matters. I mean, come on, it matters. Like, if you think it's all about just likability in the ring, it's about also being a face of the company. It's also being about, having a good reputation. Punk has that. He's built that. Obviously not in AEW, but in other promotions, WWE, and I would imagine TNA, because he had a little bit of a run there as well before he even came over to WWE. Why wouldn't he? Punk is a great candidate to win this thing because there's no one that I'm looking at over there that is more deserving of a WrestleMania main event night 2 spot. Now, I get it. You have John Cena. This is the last WrestleMania. We're going to have John Cena available. After this, he's done. He's retired. We have one more WrestleMania and John Cena left. So it's very hard to pass up John Cena's last WrestleMania and him not be a part of the main event. Him not be in WrestleMania in some capacity. He's probably going to have a match with Logan Paul or something. But I think what they're actually going to be doing at the end of this all, I think Cena, not the way I want to do it, but I think Cena's going to go over and win this entire match. I think he will. Punk is going to call in his favor to the wise man, and I think the favor is going to be getting him in the main event match, which will make night 2 main event a triple threat between Cody Rhodes, John Cena, CM Punk. Like, that's the way I see it going. There's no way you can have Punk off of the main event card this year. Like, don't do that. We did it last year. Punk got injured. That's different, but this is a healthy Punk. There's no way that we're going to have Punk be off of the main event card for a second year in a row. First year, I get it. Injured. He was part of commentary. I get it. This time, he's healthy. He's wrestling. He's cutting the best promos he's ever cut, or at least decent, consistent promos. He's showing up to work consistently. Reward that. Give the man what he wants, which is his main event WrestleMania spot. If you need to throw John Cena in there, fine. Like, it's just going to be a bigger draw. That's a bigger name. It's a bigger box office having 3 of them. Cody, John, CM Punk, all of them in the main event of night 2 with The Rock maybe lingering around. I don't know what The Rock could be doing. Maybe he's refereeing or some stupidness. I don't know. Or maybe CM Punk calls in the favor, and that is how CM Punk and The Rock gets aligned. Maybe Cody rejects The Rock's offer to be his champion, and maybe CM Punk gets the offer, and maybe to be The Rock's champion, CM Punk needs to win the title from Cody at Mania, which is how he gets a spot in the triple threat in the first place. I don't know, but that's kind of how I see it. John going over, CM Punk somehow inserting himself in the main event spot in the coming weeks after the Elimination Chamber. If he wins, great, I'll take it. I just don't see them leaving John Cena off of the main event card for his very last WrestleMania. Like, I don't see it. Like, the man's a draw. Why would you not put one of the biggest draws of all time in the main event when you have him for the very last time? Last time is now. So you might as well do it now. Nonetheless, I do want Punk to come out of this, at the end of it all, the WWE champion. Like, whatever way we get there, however, like, just at the end of the road, the man needs to win. He needs to go over. He needs to be the last person standing in the ring on night 2, holding up the title as a winner. That would be awesome. I'd love to see it. So, quick review. Let me know down below what you think. Damian Priest is a jobber to the absolute stars. I'll never change my mind, and that's it.